is simple to show you that change is in your hands and anything is possible. And this session is interactive, so I'd love for you to participate and to make the most of it. Do the exercises, share your results in the chat, learn from each other, and most importantly, have fun. A little about me. My background is in mechanical and aerospace engineering, and I work as a senior software developer at Roblox. During the pandemic, I started a girls coding bootcamp to help women to get into tech. And I continue to mentor, coach, and advise startups in edtech and community building. I've always been drawn to both problem solving and creativity. And finding the right balance hasn't always been easy. And I'm sure many of you can relate. Now I'm bringing all of this together to build a career change platform that helps people share their careers with more self-awareness and confidence, using science-based tools, not just AI. So today we'll talk about two things: what the future holds for us and how to craft your proud story. And we'll end up learning how to incorporate change in your career life. Let's start with the first part. I'm sure you're hearing it from everywhere that the job market is changing fast, probably like never before. And I know career transformation can feel overwhelming, especially in times of rapid change like now. Layoffs, automation, and AI reshaping the job market. So I'd love to hear from you. Please tap the number from the slide in the chat that best describes your biggest challenge. You can also add details, what exactly is here for you. This will help us see what resonates most with everyone and how for you to think what's really making you worry. So what feels the hardest about your career journey right now? Are you feeling stuck without progression? Do you consider career change but feel uncertain? Are you struggling to find a job or worrying about the future? Wow, okay, I see a lot of 3 and 4 coming there. So struggling to find a job, worrying about the future. Yeah, that's understandable. 1 and 4, feeling stuck in your career. Yes, that's also can be relatable to many of you. I understand considering career change. Yes, that's a good place to be in that case. Okay. So now let's look at some stats. Which are not that bad, actually. On average, Gen Z is expected to hold 16, 17 jobs, so it's a lot of opportunities, and have 5, 7 careers. But it would also mean changing career every 6, 8 years. And now you can consider like each career typically takes 1, 3 years to learn before even getting started. That's a lot of change to keep up with. But there's something good in this forecast. You can see that the growth projection for tech careers is phenomenal. So change can feel overwhelming, but it also brings new possibilities. And the key is knowing how to navigate it. And continuous learning is no longer optional, it's essential. Learning skills that are in demand is also important, but there's also one crucial element missing from all the reports and stats: what makes you thrive? And no one can answer that for you. So, and you will also often hear people talk about passion, but I want to make it more universal. I interviewed, coached, and mentored many professionals, and I realized that passion isn't always a strong requirement for a fulfilling career. Yeah, that's surprising. It looks like true balance comes from a broader combination of what impact does it have, what energizes you, and how it all aligns with your values. So, for example, happiness means a stable career that allows more time with loved ones. For others, challenge, growth, and status are key drivers. And for most, it's a mix of different elements unique to their journey. Now let's shift to what truly makes you thrive. We'll do a short exercise to create your career proud story. It's not just for LinkedIn, though you can use it there, of course. It's to uncover the patterns that drive you and build your confidence. So let's dive in, and yeah, it'll be a challenge for you thinking on a spot and sharing in a chat again. So take a moment to think about a professional achievement you're proud of. It doesn't have to be big, just something that makes a difference for you or others. You can use prompts to come up with your own. So what's something you're proud of? And also don't forget to share in the chat. You're all here to learn from each other. So to help you think, you can narrow it down by time, like last year, for example, or by a specific situation. Maybe it was your first job, a skill you learned, risk you took, or a problem you solved, tapping into your creativity. Wow. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Taught myself to become a software developer. Completed more than okay. Good. Yeah, please keep sharing. We will move on to the next one, but you still have time to think about the first. So let's go deeper. What was the impact of that achievement? Was it a personal learning moment or a moment of growth? So, and let's celebrate small achievements, just like learning a new word as a child. Each success builds confidence. And what did this achievement help you accomplish? And now you can see the bigger impact from a distance. So what did this achievement help you with? And I know everyone has a great moment to share, so please do it. Just type a short response. We're all here to learn from each other. Yeah, I like you also not only sharing, but reading and yeah, reacting to each other. That's what we are here for. So how did it make you feel? Did you feel proud? Or maybe it was a pure satisfaction or a joy? Did you feel more connected to others? So the beauty of such kind of reflections, they have many layers, and there is no good or bad answer. Your first answers, the first layers, and they're good since they didn't typically go through your judgmental, analytical mind too much. But if you will come back to the story later, you can uncover more layers and remember more emotions, accomplishments, proud moments, which is also good. So just try not to judge too much. Proud and accomplished, I like it. So keep reflecting and sharing, that's good. And the last question is, what did this teach you? So you can use the prompts like, this experience taught me, I discovered my strength in, this showed me that I'm capable of. And yeah, please keep sharing in the chat. It helps others to learn what's possible, how to celebrate, how to be proud of your accomplishments. And this is a great way to reflect on your strengths and see patterns in what truly motivates you. And you're all doing a great job. Yeah, if you're dropping things in the chat, you're helping yourself and others, but some of you are not that fast. And just start to reflect on that, or maybe we'll take a moment later during the day to think about that. These are all steps that will move you forward. And you can reach out to me later. Happy to share templates for this exercise. We'll move forward to the change. And there are many reasons people decide how to grow in their current roles or take a completely new path. Maybe you're looking for a career advancement, as we've seen. Maybe you want to develop new skills, or maybe you need better work-life balance. Maybe the company culture isn't the right fit. And sometimes it's bigger than that, a career change driven by a long-term passion, the desire to make an impact, or better financial stability. So take a look at the list on the slide. Which number speaks to you the most? Drop your number in the chat, and yeah, feel free to pick up more than one. Or you can share your own answers. So anything that you feel moves you into transformation space. Okay, work-life balance, desire for impact, career advancement and skill development. Yes, and again, like, don't judge yourself. There is no right or wrong answer. It's just for you internally to understand what keeps you moving forward, and being clear and honest with yourself. Okay, I see like more numbers come in. That's also a possible thing. And yeah, because many of them can resonate with you at the same time. That's totally good. And but let's focus on first things first. When we talk about a change, it requires Stepping into your creativity, thinking clearly and making committed decisions. It also requires having the energy and support to execute. But when your mental power is drained, when your attention is scattered or you're facing financial or other kinds of pressure, the first thing is to find stability and safety. So this might mean having a conversation with your manager to ease the burnout or carving out time to focus on your health. So if you're in urgent need of a job, consider your next role as a stepping stone, something that provides you with stability while giving you the space and time to plan your fulfilling career. And that's important. So coming from the energy and support to make next steps. And let's see how career change looks like. It consists of two major stages, exploration and execution, and you will need to make a conscious decision to transition from one to another. And exploration is about looking internally, building self-awareness, understanding your strengths, interests, and values, and looking externally to explore what's possible outside. This phase typically takes 3-6 months, whether you're growing in your current career or making a change. If you want growth, it means assessing your skills, accomplishments, and checking in with your manager or company about opportunities. If there is a mismatch, you can reassess. Do you shape your role where you are? Do you move on to something new? If you are considering a career change, this phase involves reflecting your skills and values, circumstances, researching new fields, and conducting informational interviews to move closer to the decision. And execution starts once you've decided. This phase involves planning and action, upskilling, taking bigger projects, leading teams, gaining experience in new field. It typically takes 6-18 months, depending on the change. So career transitions or transformations, they take time. But notice I'm breaking it down in like more manageable, clear stages and steps. And don't worry if in the beginning you find yourself being everywhere, like learning, exploring, refining your goals all at once. That's part of the process. The more time you spend on it, the more structure you'll bring, allowing you clearly to define which stage you're at and what your next step will be. So while you can't predict the future, we can increase our chances by exploring options, making decisions, and taking actions. So let's step back and consider why change isn't just about pushing harder. While we hear no pain, no gain, science shows our brains aren't built for constant high-stake decisions. More they developed in fight or flight mode, reacting to uncertainty as a threat. And research keeps showing that willpower is a limited resource. I also came across an interesting study on young adults from underprivileged backgrounds. Surprising and sad about this is the following. Those who resisted temptations in their teens and worked hard to break out of poverty, they actually showed signs of aging faster than their peers. So they demonstrated rapid immune cell aging. So it means if you will use our willpower too much, we might age faster. I'm not saying just stop pushing forward. Instead, I encourage you to dive deeper into how science and tools can support you in achieving your goals more effectively and efficiently. So there are many tools that can help you build and improve your decision-making frameworks and habits. I'm often asked how to get unstuck in a career, whether to grow or make a change. The people who ask are always intelligent, knowledgeable, and eager to learn. But very often, one thing is missing, trying out what they've learned. So getting your hands dirty, creating feedback loop. Does it work? Does it work for you? Can you do better? I call this learning by doing, a cycle of 3 simple steps. Do, evaluate, and decide. Do, choose a project or way to apply what you're learning, put your skills to the test. Evaluate, look at the results. Are they what you expected? How you will measure success? And decide. Keep doing, adjust your approach or setup and you experiment. This loop keeps you moving forward. Now let's build one that helps you reach your goals. So think of a skill or a goal. Maybe it's preparing for a career change, stepping into leadership, or mastering a new tool. Instead of just reading about it, what's one small way you can test it? Can you take a project at work, shadow a colleague, or try a hands-on challenge? Next, evaluate. Does it work? Are you getting results? Gather feedback from peers, mentors, or even track your own progress. Then decide. Keep going, adjust, or try something new. And I want to hear from you. What's the skill or goal you're working on? And what's one action you can take to practice it? Drop it in the chat, and the fastest way to grow is doing. So let's make it happen. Speak up more. Okay. Nice. Yeah, anything that you keep learning, reading, but actually haven't tried yet. So please keep reflecting. That's important thing to practice. And it's time to wrap up. And remember, small steps lead to big changes. Start by revisiting your proud story, recognize your wins and what you're proud of. And first, ensure stability and safety. That's the foundation. Then the career transformation happens in 2 stages, exploration and execution. Change is never easy, but with the right tools, it becomes manageable. Lastly, never underestimate the power of doing. When you plan and commit to actions, evaluate results, and decide about next steps. So keep moving forward, step by step. I'd like to close with the quote: the future depends on what we do in the present. Your career is in your hands. Don't be afraid to reinvent, reshape your workplace, or even create new roles that align with who you are. I'm happy to connect. Feel free to reach out on LinkedIn. Happy to share a list of career-related books. We are also looking for volunteers for our career change platform. So if that interests you, let's talk. Join our community. QR code is on the screen, and I'll share that in the chat as well. And of course, if you want to try our tools, happy to share them. And thank you all. And I'll finish here. Angie, do we have time for questions, or we'd rather move forward?
We have 2 minutes.
Perfect. Any questions? I think there might have been some. Yeah. Okay. I see people are still sharing and reflecting. I like it very much. Thank you for, yes, thank you for being active, engaging. I hope you're learning from each other. You can also see like patterns and similar things. Don't hesitate to connect to each other, like ask for LinkedIn, start maybe a message, and yeah, that's a good moment of connection, reflection, thinking what's important for you, also learning from others, what can be possible. Maybe you're missing something or you forgot something. So that's connecting. Yeah. Okay. What do you say? What you're passionate about isn't the tech, but the people you work with. You get energy by working in a good environment. Wow, that's a good question. And there are lots of layers into that because, as I said, like passion is not something which is required for you to be fulfilled and happy in your life. So you might find a balance between carving time for your passion, but also at the same time working in tech, being with your friends. Maybe you can start a side project with your friends where they would bring their tech expertise and you can lead do something else like creative together. So it's a way to find a balance and try and stress test. Like think about small projects you can test like and measure the success and actually whether you will like it or not, then evaluate and then go to the next project if it's not something you expected, or keep building it and see whether momentum will be there. So yeah, I hope it helps. And
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you very
We're at
much.
time, but thank you so much for that talk and the framework. I'm very excited to do that later today.